Good evening, dear friends. As you all know that today's session is on reflection, the power of reflections. In fact, the reflection is a journey within. Because in reflection, we don't talk about, yes, there is a sun. So in reflection, we don't talk about others. In reflections, we talk about ourselves and we talk about our inner potentials, abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. And basically, we have a journey of the past. What we have done in past, we reflect upon that so that we can understand that how we are going to do in future. So that is the reflection journey. How it is powerful? Can any one of you tell me that why we have chosen the topic as power of reflection? Have you ever experienced the power of reflection? And what do you think that is it really a powerful tool to improve ourselves or to lead a successful life or to learn from the failures? If you have experienced anything, you are free to share, please.
Sometimes actually we don't introspect. We don't think of ourselves like, what is our, the deep feeling. So this actually gives us a focus into our own self. And it's very powerful to understand yourself. It's very important.
That's really a very valid answer. At times it happens that we think whatever we are doing is correct. And we think that whatever we have decided or whatever we have suggested, whatever we have taken up as action is right. And that's the reason why we don't go into the consequences of the actions. And we always move forward without looking back and without realizing that where we have gone wrong or what decisions we would have taken in different way that would have helped our life to be more successful. So that's why reflection is really important. And there are reflections, we can say, is a mirror to our soul. It is not for anyone else. Like I am reflecting on my own actions, on my own past, because of my own benefit. I am not going to share with someone else that, see, I did this mistake and now I am going to learn the lesson from this and I'm not going to repeat it. So that this is, I'm not going to do. What I'm going to do is that I'm just going to reflect upon my own past actions and past decisions, and then I'm going to learn the lessons from that so that we can move ahead and we can avoid those mistakes whatever we have made in the past. Then this is also a practice of self-awareness. If we are not reflecting, at times, I myself realize that I am unaware of my strength. Today I'm in one of my relatives' house here in Sharjah, and he narrated to me one incident. I think the incident occurs around 25 to 30 years ago. And he said that, yes, that time you said to me this, and it was really a very beautiful answer. Although I don't remember, but that gives me this inner strength, this inner strength that, okay, it means that even 25 years ago, I was having that mindset of manipulating the things, or maybe handling the situations, or maybe acting upon the situations promptly. So that gives me self-awareness that I have this power, I have this strength, that I can handle the situation and I can manipulate the situation in my own favor. So that is really good if we are reflecting upon our own past and our own practices that we have already done. Then third thing is that it is really good for our personal growth. If you want to remain there wherever you are, then there is no need of reflection at all. You continue doing whatever you have been doing since last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Nobody is going to ask to change. But why we are advocating of reflection? Because when we reflect, then we always scrutinize like the weaknesses, the shortcomings, the flaws in our personality, in ourselves, that we have to leave, so that the pure gold can move ahead. We as a pure gold, not with a mixture of the faults, and not of the mixture of defaults in us. Nobody can deny that. What is the importance of reflection? Yes, Seema, can you tell me that what do you think, as per your perspective, that reflection is important and why it is important?
Yes, ma'am. No
Yeah.
doubt, reflection is very much important. And if we are leading any organization, especially even when we are leading our home as well, and until we know ourselves, until we know our weaknesses, until we know how to work on our weaknesses, how can we guide other people? If we want to be a leader in our life, if we want to if we want to walk on a road which has not been walked by many people, if we want to carve a new way, new path, then definitely we need to work on our soul, we need to work on our heart, we need to work on our actions, deeds. And for that, to know ourselves is as much important, in fact more important than knowing other people. So if we want to be a leader, if we want to show path to many of the souls, then first of all, we need to know ourselves, we need to filter ourselves, and wheresoever changes, positive changes are required, we need to make those positive changes as
Ma,
well.
thank you
And
for your
that
answer.
is the reason,
Yeah. Yes,
that
that's
is the reason
really very valid.
I just concern.
Uh, so basically, if we divide our answers, so it will be having three aspects. If we divide the importance, Seema has rightly said that it has three aspects. One aspect is that it gives us deeper understanding of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Then secondly, it makes us mindful of our present, past, and future. And basically, we focus on our present. Like right now where I have to focus on that. Right now, if I am in a session with with my female colleagues, with my female professionals, with my female leaders, those who are the future leaders, it means I have to focus on them. I should not think of my family. I should not think of my brothers and sisters and siblings and the happenings in my background, or I should not think of the school, what happened in the morning in my school. So this is like living in the present. Be mindful of the present. That's why it is said that even if we are eating anything, we have to eat with full mindfulness. Even if we are eating an apple, or if we are eating a grapes, that should take as much time as to understand the shape, the color, the flavor, the taste, everything of the fruit, and then we have to chew it properly and then swallow it. That is called mindful eating. So whatever we do, that has to be done with mindfulness. That is the second benefit of reflections. And third is the self discovery, and this is the most difficult thing. The self discovery is the most difficult thing. We should understand our goal. Believe me, in most of the cases, the people are not able to understand what exactly is their goal in life. Sometimes they say to earn money, but to earn money is not at all a goal of anyone. Once you earn money, how much money? There is no limit of money. And then when you have, if you have target of like having money to have a house, to have 2 times meal, to have nice clothes, then after that what? So goal is always something that gives you satisfaction, that gives you a peace of mind, and that gives you a respectable life expenses. That is that defines our goal of life. So self discovery is basically to discover our goal, to discover our purpose of life, and then move ahead. So these are the basic three important aspects of reflections. Now, methods of reflection, this is very important. Okay, so now I request you all that you all can go through these methods of reflections, and then you tell me that which type of reflections you are adopting in your life. One is, are you writing your journals, your private journals, or we can say private diaries? This is one of the method of reflection. We cannot discuss with the people, we cannot discuss with the crowd around on our own actions, on our own feelings, thoughts, emotions, but we can write down in the diaries, in the personal diaries. Then we can have always meditation. And when you meditate, you will find that the whole life of yours will come as a glance. in your mind, you know, and then you will just go through as if that one movie is in a flash, the movie is going on, moving on, and then you are meditating, and then you yourself, the mind is having like dialogues. What was right, what was wrong, what was correct, what was not correct, where I went wrong, where I was right, where I have achievements to pat our back, and where I have the failures to realize our mistakes. So this meditation is one of the method of reflecting on our own selves, our own thoughts, actions, and emotions. Then we have conversation is another talk type. Some people have conversations like when they are discussing with their close relatives, their parents, their siblings. So they find that they are reflecting on our own, their own decisions and their own actions. So any of the ways whatever we are adopting, we should not criticize the others, because everybody has their own method of reflection. Some people may be having conversational methods, some may be having meditation methods, some may be having journaling method. Then how these methods of reflections are improving our performances. So it improves our emotional intelligence, it improves our decision-making capability, and it increases our self-awareness. Now, why reflection is difficult and why people fail in the reflections? May I ask you people that if you think that you are not able to reflect or you are not able to practice reflection in your life, give me one reason, that what is the reason why you are not able to practice reflections. May I ask Sumaya to please throw light on this, that what is the basic reason for you not to practice reflections as it has to be done? Sumaya?
Good evening, ma'am. Might tell you after some time.
Any specific reason?
Ma'am, I'm just coming from the market and it is raining outside और I'm not अभी तक वो नहीं हुई हूँ मैं, अभी आपको चलते चलते ही मैंने खोला है ये
Okay, yeah, no problem. But then later on, when after completion of course, your personality is not changed, then don't blame me. That is the only my concern. Because when we are
sure.
any fees for any course.
Sorry, ma'am. Actually, today I went to market and it was raining. It started raining, so मैं जल्दी से आई central market से.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. But
मुझे लगा कि 6 o'clock को हो जाएंगे और मेरा time निकल जाएगा.
Yeah, it's okay. But that's why I am telling you well in advance that those people who are attending it from A to Z and those who are participating in each and every sessions attentively, I have given 100% guarantees that 25% enhancement of the performance at the workplace and in the personal life. Okay? And I think there must be
I agree. Sure.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, yeah, if you want to enhance your performance. Then, okay. Miss Anita is here. Miss Anita Khosla ji.
Yes, I'm very much there. I'm traveling, Haleema. I'm
I-
very much there.
Okay, so Anita ji, can you tell me that if we are not able to practice reflections, what exactly is the reason behind it?
It could be, for me, it is a time constraint.
Okay, very good.
Resistance to change, I don't believe, because we all have the capacity to change, but the time constraint.
Okay, that's really a very honest answer. The time constraint, I think in most of the cases is time constraint. Now, may I ask other participants like Seema, what is your reason? And then Yasmin, you.
Reflection to bring up. Just wait.
Yes, Seema. Seema, you are.
It has never happened that I do not go with meditation. That is just my routine for many, many, many years long. Wheresoever I am, even I am in traveling, even I am at some other place out of my home, God has gifted me opportunity to meditate, and I go with meditation every day. But still, if one cannot do the meditation, there is not only time. Time is not only the problem, because facing the truth and just accepting that truth and to change the personality as per that truth that our soul speaks, because mind speaks, our rational mind speaks something else, our ego speaks something else, and our soul speaks something else. And to kill the ego and facing the truth, and over, like, when facing the truth and accepting the truth is not an easy task, ma'am, is a very challenging task. We all are human being is caught by his her ego itself, and to oneself, to myself, and ignoring my own self just with pure thoughts, okay, is a challenging task, ma'am. So that is also a challenge.
Yeah.
So we are, but if I talk about myself, go with meditation. I try to change whenever it is needed. Sometimes my ego doesn't allow me, but still I meditate again and again and again and again. And if I need to say sorry to someone, even I recognize the person is not as per, like, sometimes it can be said that the level, the position is not as per my position, but still I go and say sorry.
Okay, so thank you,
Because
Haleema, for sharing your honest answer. And Yasmin, for you, what is the challenge reflection?
Actually, time constraint is there, but generally what happens is, I'm talking in general, that we all want to believe that whatever we do is the correct and the good way. And when you actually reflect, you may come to, the feeling that, maybe you were wrong somewhere and you don't want to accept that. So the challenge is when you don't want to actually accept what could be the truth. So like you say, looking at yourself in the mirror, eye to eye, that is the most toughest part, because that is where your soul, tells you exactly what you are. So accepting your core feeling or your core, behavior, that is a big challenge, because you want to believe something and you could be something else. So
Yes,
that could be a challenge.
yes, Yasmin, I can understand. I think that resistance to change is like not that much valuable in this, because now the people have understood that change is inevitable and we have to change. So I think like
Yeah.
there are less number of people, those who will not reflect because of change. But yes, vulnerability and time constraint, these two are the major factors or major challenges on reflections. Because why vulnerability? Because whatever we do, we think that we are right, and we don't want to overthink again on that. And if we think again on that, naturally we have to go through to the emotional trauma or emotional pain, and we avoid that pain. That is one of the reasons that why we don't want to reflect upon our own actions or our own deeds, whatever we have done in the past. If we overcome this type of thought process, that we are ready to go through the pain, we are ready to face the constraint of having the wrong decisions in past, then naturally it will be easy for us to practice reflections in our life. In conclusion, if I talk about, so I can very easily say that the power of reflection is so high that even if you have no other tool in your life and only you are practicing reflection, very easily you can improve yourself by minimum 50 to 60%, even without using any other tool. You know what happened when I was doing my B.Ed at Delhi University? So there I realized that there was one period called tutorial period, okay? And in that period, very less number of children were with one professor. So in my group, there were like 8 students, 3 girls and 5 boys. And we were with one of the professor for one period, 40 minutes period. in that 40 minutes period, the professor used to ask us that we have to talk about ourselves, our weaknesses and strength. At the same time, we have to talk about the strength and weaknesses of our friend in front of the friend. Now you can imagine, it is not now that I have read so many things about leadership, and I have gone through so many workshops and seminars, and I have attended and conducted both seminars and workshops, and I'm very open to this, that if somebody is criticizing me, it hardly matters, it hardly bothers to me, because I believe that that is for my improvement, and I always introspect myself if somebody is criticizing. And I always realized, okay, there is some benefit in that for me. So I should take it seriously and I should not just overlook it. But that time when we were young and when we were like in the school or colleges, if somebody is saying something to you in front of you, naturally it was like a very big thing that people are talking about me in front of me, because that was the time when we used to talk about our friends at their backs, like backbiting, grumbling, complaining, or saying anything at the back. But in that period, when first period was there, it was very difficult. We hardly opened our mouth about ourselves and about anyone else. Then second period, weekly it was one period, then second period, then third period, then gradually we started opening up the mouth, and then we started accepting also when somebody is speaking about us. And in this way, we realized by the end of the course that this period was the one of the most effective period for us for our personality development and change in our thought process. You know, we understood or we accepted that how we have to take the criticism positively and how we have to reflect upon their criticism and how we have to improve ourselves. And if it is based on the rumors or based on the misunderstanding, then how we have to clarify it. That also we understood over there. So that's what I'm saying, that this reflection is very, very important tool for any human being. If we are on the if we are practicing reflection, it means that we are on the journey of self-discovery and self-improvement. And if we reflect upon ourselves, like today's assessment that I have given to you, it is one of the way of reflection, because when we are answering the questions, we are reflecting upon our own actions, on our own decisions, on our own belief system, on our own practices. And in this way, we are answering those questions. And then by the end of the activity, we are getting one type of personality for ourselves. Now, the most important thing is going to start now. Like once we got to know, okay, my personality is this type. Now, how I have to work upon that? Now, what are the characteristics of this type of personality? In which fields this type of personality are useful? How this personality can be beneficial for the society in what ways? So this is the important aspect that we have to go through. So I hope this reflection is clear to you all and the session was beneficial for you. Now we will go to the second part of our session, and the second part of our session is that we will discuss about today's assessment. Thank you very much, everyone.